Thanks for joining our special live coverage of the policy discussion with citizens. We are waiting for the 20th such meeting to begin. This time, talks will take place in Jeollanam-do province. The theme will be future industries and culture in Jeollanam-do province. While we wait for President Yoon Suk-yeol's opening remarks, let's look over some of the sessions that took place in the past few weeks. Now, earlier on Monday, President Yoon pledged to turn Gangwon-do province into a global cluster for innovation. Gangwon-do would achieve its so-called 333 project to become a data capital in line with the Yoon's electoral promise, aiming for 30,000 jobs, 3,000 companies, and 300% sales growth in digital industries. Now, over in Daegu City, we'll see a new airport possibly earlier than 2023, as the government has pledged to speed up the construction. On top of that, plans to expand a new express rail line were unveiled to increase connectivity across the city. And with the emergence of a new advanced industries such as robotics and future mobility, hopes are high that Daegu City will take the lead in those new fields. And to make that happen, the Korean government is believed to be investing $150 million into robot testing. On top of that, for the first time in 20 years, the government has decided to lift greenbelt zones or land protected from development in the regions outside the capital area. That's to boost the regional economy. And over in Ulsan City, it's a city well known for research and development. Their president vowed full support for young scientists and researchers so that they can focus on their studies and research without worrying too much about their tuition or living expenses. At least 800,000 Korean won, or that's about $600 per month, will be made available for master's students and $820 for people doing their PhDs. Now, if we go down to Busan City, there President Yoon pledged to turn the city into a global business hub. That's in line with the country's ambitions to narrow regional gaps and spur development across areas outside the capital. The government also pledged to continue ease parental concerns over childcare. After-school childcare services called Nilbom School will be expanded to all elementary schools by the second semester this year. Also decided during past discussions was the streamlining of administrative services by making hundreds of services fully digital over the next 3 years. Now, also on housing, the Yoon administration is going to scrap regulations that hinder redevelopment and reconstruction. On top of that, some bold reforms for stock market taxes are on the way to correct the perceived undervaluation of South Korean shares and improve the financial situation of ordinary people. We are still waiting for the 20th round of policy discussions with citizens. Today, talks are taking place over in Jeollanam-do province under the theme of future industries and culture in Jeollanam-do province. Now, South Korean presidents in the past typically started a new year by receiving briefings from each ministry on their plans for the coming year. But this year, the new format is part of the government's efforts to implement President Yoon's vision for an action-oriented problem-solving government, not a government that just carries out reviews. Now, after holding 10 rounds of discussions in the capital region, President Yoon has been traveling around the country to hold more talks with citizens on livelihood issues. There have been 19 rounds of policy discussions with citizens since the beginning of the year. That's why we are waiting for the 20th round such meeting, which is about to kick off. Now, while we wait for President Yoon to arrive to deliver his opening remarks, over in Daegu City, President Yoon pledged to speed up construction of a new airport for the city, which is set to open by 2030. That means the city may be able to see the airport before 2030. Now, on top of that, plans to expand a new express rail line were also revealed to increase connectivity across Daegu City. With the emergence of new advanced industries such as robotics and future mobility, hopes are high that Daegu City will lead those new fields. To make that happen, the Korean government is investing $150 million into robot testing. And also, for the first time in 2 decades, the government has decided to lift greenbelt zones. Those are the land protected from development in the regions outside the capital area to boost the regional economy. Now, over in Ulsan City, when President Yoon Suk-yeol visited, he vowed full support for young scientists and researchers so that they can focus on their studies and research, not worry too much about their tuition living expenses. Now, to relieve their burden, at least 800,000 Korean won, or about $600 per month, will be given for those who are doing their masters, and also $820 for people doing their PhDs. We go down to Busan City now. President Yoon pledged to turn the city into a global business hub. That's in line with the country's ambitions to narrow regional gaps and spur development across areas outside the capital. It looks like President Yoon Suk-yeol has entered the room to deliver his remarks. Now, this will be the 20th round of policy discussions with citizens. This time, it's taking place in Jeollanam-do province under the theme of Future Industries and Culture in Jeollanam-do province. Now, President Yoon has been traveling around the country to hold this type of policy discussions with citizens since the beginning of the year. And today, it's the 20th round of such talks taking place in Jeollanam-do province. Now, he is shaking hands with people in Jeollanam-do, citizens in Jeollanam-do province. So again, we are about to listen to President Yoon Suk-yeol's opening remarks ahead of the 20th policy discussions with citizens. We'll come back right afterwards.
네, 먼저 국민의례가 있겠습니다. 모두 국기를 향해 서 주시기 바랍니다.
Please face the flag.
국기에 대하여 경례.
Salute to the flag.
바로
At ease.
모두 자리에 앉아 주시기 바랍니다.
Please be seated.
네, 지금부터
We would like to begin this 20th edition of Policy Discussion with the People. The President will deliver his opening remarks.
여러분 반갑습니다.
Hello, everyone. It's very good to see you. Today, we're here at Jeonnam, the administrative capital of Jeonnam, which is Muan. Looking back at the recent history of Muan, it has been doing a lot in terms of administration and infrastructure, and we can understand how important such policies are. Muan, together with the relocation of the provincial office, in 2007, we have opened the new Muan Airport, which was laying the foundation for the regional development. And Muan became the representative city of Jeonnam and has been the hub of the development of the southwestern region of the Republic of Korea. I've been going around the country and holding these sessions in order to find the current issues that are related to the regional needs. And Jeonnam is developing very much, and we have to select the policies that will be helping the development of the regions. And from my presidential campaign days, I have been emphasizing that the Honam should do well in order for the Republic of Korea to do well. So I look forward to your valued opinions today. General Lee Sun-shin said that during the war in the 15th century, if we do not have Honam, there would not be a nation that will be standing tall. So therefore, with this spirit, I will do my best in order to develop this Honam area. First of all, Jeollanam, the living zones would be expanded and the regional economic zone should be formed. And to do so, the most important initiative will be to have the transportation infrastructure. Investing 2.6 trillion won in the Jeollanam to Gwangju area, we are going to promote the promotion of superhighway that could be a one similar to Germany's Autobahn. This was one of the pledges when I visited Gwangju during my campaign days, and I have promised this to the citizens of this region. And the automatic unmanned vehicle, when we are using these vehicles more, we will use this expressway until the F1 stadium, and it was my promise that this would become a test bed zone, and through this we will make more tourists from Korea and from abroad to visit this area. And this will thereby connecting tourism and industry. And also the Gwangju-Gangjin Expressway that is under construction at the moment, as well as the Gangjin-Wando Expressway that is going under pre-feasibility study. These will be completed so that the expressways could be finished in order to revitalize tourism and business. And also the Jeolla Lines Expressway, actually the velocity is very low and therefore the function is quite low, and therefore we're going to invest more than 1 trillion won so that this could become a more expressway-like line. And the section from Iksan to Yeosu, which stretches for 180 kilometers, will dramatically increase the accessibility to the southern coastal region of Jeolla province, and thereby laying the foundation for significant development in tourism and future industries. Together with the infrastructure of transportation, we are going to put more emphasis into the industrial infrastructure and foster future industries. We will first accelerate the automation of Gwangyang Port and localization of core equipment through the establishment of a port automation testbed. At the moment, the automation of the ports of the Republic of Korea is lagging behind the world-class standards. So during my campaign days, I have visited the ports, and so through this 70 million Korean won port investment to Gwangyang Port, we are going to establish an automation testbed for ports, and thereby elevating the competitiveness of Gwangyang Port to an international level. Yesterday, at Gyeongnam Sacheon, area. We had the governor of Jeollanam, the governor of Daejeon and Gyeongnam, and we talked about the space industry cluster triangular system construction project that was launched. So we are going to foster Jeollanam as the spaceport of Korea, and the aerospace industry is the core industry of future development of Korea, and we have promised to build a exempt of pre-feasibility for this space industry cluster triangular project, and therefore we have promised to build a private launch site and assembly building in Goheung and establish a launch vehicle technology commercialization center where everything could be conducted at a one-stop manner. And in order, by providing such ample opportunities and space for development in this region, we are going to pursue the development of aerospace industry. And we will actively pursue exemption from preliminary feasibility study for the Goheung Space Launch Vehicle National Industrial Complex. And Gwangyang and Suncheon, which has a great opportunity for secondary battery and content sectors, we're going to designate the opportunity development zones. And in Muan and Hampyeong areas, we will create an AI-based high-tech agriculture and livestock industry convergence district in order to lead the development in such industries. Through this, we will create an agriculture and livestock industry model utilizing AI and big data to attract young people to enter the agriculture sector. And together with such development, we are going to connect the high-tech industries, high-tech areas of the agriculture, and this will be a model to make such agricultural industries to become a future leading industry, thereby creating jobs and attracting young people and revitalizing rural areas. And also, dubbed as the black semiconductor, the dried laver will become, we are going to enhance this area and actively support the export of dried laver. And the 78% of the export of dried laver comes from this area in Mokpo, and we are going to invest 12 million Korean won to build a seafood export complex in Mokpo and expand a seafood processing and distribution center. And in Naju, we are also going to invest in order to construct facility to shorten the distribution process so that the people in the region could be compensated appropriately. And this will thereby help the escalation and development of the processing center. And also, we are going to help the fishermen in Jeollanam-do area to recover their fishery resources by using decommissioned fishing boats to remove illegal Chinese fishing gear on the regular basis. This will be upholding our sovereignty in the marine area and to break away from the illegal fishing practices of Chinese boats. the cultural and educational infrastructure will be upgraded to retain and attract the talent needed for industrial development in Jeollanam-do area. And for Posong and Jindo, where they have their own cultural specialties, we are going to make and develop these regions in earnest so that they could be a world-class tourist attraction. The government plans to invest 1.3 trillion won in the Jeollanam-do region as a part of Southern Regional Tourism Development Project. And Suncheon City and Jindo-gun were selected as Korea's cultural cities to play a leading role in this regard. And we promise to develop Suncheon, which is known as a world-class garden city, into a center for cultural content industry. And when I visited Suncheon area, where Suncheon City last year when we were opening a Suncheon International Garden Festival, I have been proposed to make an animation cluster in this region, and we will create an animation cluster and support related public institutions to create, invest in, distribute, and promote the content, thereby making it a core infrastructure to build a K-Disney in this area. Through such infrastructure and industrial bases, the human resources infrastructure will also be built, and the government will support in this regard. And in order to make the competitiveness of human resources in these areas, the government will do our utmost. In February, 7 basic local governments, including Gwangyang, Naju, Mokpo, Muan, Sinan, Yeongnam, Gangjin, were selected as pilot areas for special educational development zones, and thereby we are going to support special high schools that will be established in these regions. And new materials industry in Gwangyang, energy in Naju, marine tourism in Mokpo, Muan, Sinan, and future agri-biotech in Yeongnam and Gangjin, and such regional developments, such regional strategic initiatives will be developed, and the human resources will be fostered to create a virtuous cycle. From 2003 to 2005, I was stationed in Gwangju, and during my weekends, I had a chance to go around the Honam areas, and I feel very close to this region. And when I was leaving Gwangju in 2005, I was chosen as the representative to deliver my farewell remarks, and I was not able to finish the remarks because I was in tears, and that really speaks to how much I have felt very close to this Honam area. And also, whenever I had the opportunity, I visited Honam, and together with the governor of Jeonnam and Honam areas, we have Kim Young-nok governor and also the education head, Mr. Kim. And together with all these people, we are going to discuss various ways, and I look forward to your candid and valued opinions today. Thank you very much.
감사합니다. 네, 대통령님 말씀 감사합니다. 다시 한번.
That was our live coverage of President Yoon Suk-yeol's opening remark ahead of the country's 20th policy discussion with citizens. Under the theme of future industries and culture in Jeollanam-do province. We'll bring you more details on the discussion in our upcoming newscast at 2 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.
Children's laughter, hope, dream.